Foot race is on. Towards kitchen we go as Katani here snaking like Cell.
Absolutely dominate Battalion, as not only are they above in points, but the KD ratio.
Element, they have come to play in the grand finals because Nola Flight, you are already cut off by Mirage. You have one more shot at this hill, but you are cut down by Teskey. Look at the snipe that a prop. He's not just Mirage with the sniper. Maybe we'll get something nice. There it is. Able to clip one. It's going to be 3 in the kill feed there. So there's Mirage.
What is going on, Amateur World League fam? My name is Kimchi, and tonight I'm joined here by Graf, the man himself. And first things first, Graf, how are you doing tonight, my man?
Doing great, Kimchi. I know we have seen each other in the Discords quite frequently, and we were just talking about it before this. We hadn't casted, so first time casting with you. It's an absolute pleasure, man.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's great, to be back here in Amateur World League. It's great to finally be casting with Graf the Giraffe himself. So obviously, we got a big matchup tonight. Got a very big matchup. So let's just go ahead and just talk about it. Battalion, they're going to be playing 2 different matches tonight. One against Validity and one against Nola Flight. You do see that they did finish Major 1 with a disappointing top 8 finish. Obviously want to have a bit of a better performance now in Major 2. Can they turn around the season before champs in a few weeks? Now that is the question to answer here. And then obviously Major 2 tournament seeding on the line. They cannot be losing twice. Obviously this match might be do or die.
Yeah, now going on into Validity, the team that has the most roster changes this season. You want to see if they can get that chemistry going. And then after they tied for last place in Major 1, can they turn this one up against a hot Battalion team? And then a new Validity, will it bring new results? Well, that will just have to wait to be seen with having so many roster changes. It's so tough to get that chemistry, right, Kimchi? And then let's talk about Killrook right now for Battalion. He is the featured player, 81 overall, and you love to see that hard point where he's going to be able to slay out for this squad and Battalion. And I know we were talking about if Battalion loses these 2 series, they are not going to qualify for Major 2.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, this has got to be two of the biggest matches for Battalion right now. And another thing to mention is that they are playing with a pickup squad this series, and probably both series as a matter of fact. So got to see how that's going to go. But here are the maps and modes. We will be starting things off here with an Embassy Hardpoint. Then we'll transition over to LS Silo for that Search and Destroy, and then Hotel for that Control. And then if we do make it there, we'll be seeing Fortress Hardpoint for map 4, and last but not least, Hotel once again for that Search and Destroy. And I gotta say, decent map pickings overall. Gotta, really not really gonna, surprisingly not starting off with Fortress. I've been seeing a lot of teams, pick Fortress as that first map, and I gotta say, obviously this is a very, Fortress very, close range map, very, I've gotta kind of come out the gates very hot, but, Embassy, not really. You kind of can still play those power positions, and play a little bit slower, and, even if you may have a slow start, you could still kind of regain.
Yeah, and the one thing I do want to point out for Battalion is they vetoed Hydro, and I like that veto just due to the fact when you were playing Validity and they've had so many roster changes, Hydro tends to be that map where it's so chaotic, right? There's so many routes, there's so many positions people can sneak on through and just cause disruption. And when you have that new squad, that's kind of what you're relying on in some of those hard points. You might not have the greatest chemistry, so you're kind of relying on those individual plays. And then when going on into the El Cielo, S&D, I want to see a sniper come out. And if this is a pickup squad for Battalion, and if Morph is on that team, this guy is probably one of the best snipers that you'll see in this game.
Yeah, honestly, I don't believe I've seen Morph too much, so I wouldn't really, I can't really say much, but I mean, hey man, if he's a good sniper, we always love to see good snipers in those Search and Destroys. They could always make it very fun. And, I also heading over towards that Hotel Control, a very, very picked map, generally speaking, for Control. You do see it just being played out a lot, and, Hotel is just about really being able to it's just about really being able to hold down the map control, that's just kind of the name of the game when it comes to control in general, is how much map control you can get. And, it's really not sided whether, it's not attack sided nor is it defensive sided. It's just kind of like neutral, which is what I really like about it. So, you could win your attack rounds and you can win your defensive rounds, fairly well. It just really depends on your overall performance and, generally speaking, how good your gun skill is in comparison to the other team.
Yeah, and with Hotel, it's kind of interesting because it's progressed so much over the course of this Call of Duty season, right? It was such a defensive-heavy map at the start, and now it's kind of gone to that 50-50, and teams have really started to learn how to press that offense, and not to mention, the defense have truly adjusted to hold on to that restaurant area, aka the snake pit, because everybody's just bobbing up and down behind those boosts. But I love that map pick because, like you said, it's so 50-50. It really just comes down to the wire, and who has those good pushes. I'd really like to see what the side of Validity can cause on that map.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think another thing to mention is that, once you capture A, once you're attacking, the main factor is definitely going to be, when you're hitting B, is how easy is it going to be to get that bedroom control, because, in B side, it's very difficult to really get anything going if you do not have bedroom, because it's really, just the big power position. It overlooks the entirety of the B side, and, even though if you may hold down P4, man, still, bedroom controls it all, and if you're not able to get control over it, that can just kind of turn things around almost instantaneously. So let's go over and head over to see the bracket for Major 2 here, or the Major 1. I'm sorry about that. And just kind of paying attention to it. It's a little bit messed up, but looking at it now, obviously, we do remember that element. Those are the majors. Those are the guys that took it all here. But we're kind of paying more attention to Battalion and Validity, who, like we had said, didn't really have the best performances. Validity was having a lot of roster issues. Battalion didn't really have the best performance either. So both of these teams are coming in here fresh, starting off Major 2, and, they want to see what they can do. They want to try and maybe have a bit of a better performance, and it all is going to have to come down to this, man.
Especially finishing at that top 8 position, that's not where you want to be, right? You want to be able to garner those points, get into that winner's bracket, come the championship, right? In that championship tournament. Unfortunately, when you finish at that top 8, it just doesn't get you those desired points. And not to mention, if you're playing with a pickup squad, that's not necessarily giving me a bunch of confidence either that you are going to be able to make those top spots, right? Yeah, granted, you're playing Validity where they've had the most roster changes throughout the entire season, so you got to give them the edge on that aspect, and I still think there are maybe a few players from Battalion that are going to be coming on in from their starting roster. We'll just have to wait and see. Still, they just have a long way to grind, I think, to make it to the winner's side.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, with both of these teams kind of not having, I would say, the best chemistry, obviously both teams, you know, not really kind of, you know, flipping between rosters left and right. You know, obviously this is, you know, both teams are not set squads. And that could definitely play into effect here, man. You know, I think this kind of evens things out. You know, chemistry is not, I guess, really on either side here. So maybe this could be a very well thought out matchup. But again, Battalion, they're going to definitely need to take the victory here against Validity because, you know, after this, they have to go up against Nola Flight, which, you know, they play second in Major 1, man. So they're like the top dogs. They're one of the top dogs here next to Fort Worth in the AWL right now. So unless Battalion is able to, you know, pull off what could be the impossible against Nola Flight, you know, this Validity matchup really has to be, it has to be in their favor. Otherwise, you know, this basically affects their entire Major 2.
Yeah, I mean, this is do or die time. This series really is, if you can win this one, you qualify for Majors 2. If you lose it, good luck facing off against Nola because they might be absolutely going to kill you. But I guess, Kimchi, if you had to give a little bit of a prediction, who would you give in that aspect?
Between Battalion and Nola Flight, yeah?
No, Battalion and Validity in this.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna be honest. You know, based off of what I can tell, I'm not entirely familiar with the Validity roster, to be honest. I don't really know any of the players there. So I mean, obviously they could be very good players, but I mean, I don't really have any knowledge of them. I haven't casted them before, so I wouldn't really know. Battalion, I have casted some of the players there, and I've casted obviously Killrook, and I know how good he can definitely be. So I mean, I imagine if he's the one kind of setting this roster up, he probably knows, you know, how to pick good teammates and how to pick good players. So I'm gonna have to go with Battalion on this. They're kind of looking to be the better looking squad. But I could definitely see Validity just kind of like, you know, putting up a damn good fight. But for me, it's going to have to be Battalion.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely correct. Battalion just having a little bit more consistency, even if it's not that much. I would expect them to take this in a 3-1. They're usually a very dominant hardpoint team, like you saw, Killrook being an 81 overall and then an 88 in the hardpoint. That's nothing to bat your eyes at, so you expect them to be able to take it. And we'll go back and check out the maps once again. This Embassy, so heavy on those rotations, right? It's difficult to break that P3 AC hill. If you are locked down and you have those ARs just watching over the entire vastness of the tennis courts, it's going to be almost impossible on the approach from that far end. And then you're just relying on those submachine guns in that orange staircase to be able to win a few of those key gunfights.
Yeah, and absolutely. And you did mention it there, man. I think AR presence is definitely going to be the name of the game here in Embassy to start things off. The ARs from both of these sides definitely need to really be on top of their game. SMGs need to be able to roam around and, you know, be comfortable on the map. And if they're getting gunned down by ARs in power positions that are just too hard to kill them off of, and their ARs aren't really able to do much, then that's, you know, definitely going to be problematic here. But we're heading into this map 1, and now obviously the question might be answered here: who's going to start off hot, Battalion or Validity? You know, it all kind of comes down to this. Definitely looking to be a very competitive matchup, to be honest, but you know, I'm very interested, to say the least, on what Validity is capable of doing, and also what Battalion might be able to do with this pickup squad.
You were mentioning also before this stream started on up, you were excited to see Blob. You were saying he was an absolute tear on this map, and he is currently playing for Battalion right now. And then I had the pleasure of casting Zaya in a LAN this last week, and his team actually finished in second place, and he is a phenomenal submachine gun, such a ratty and route player. I expect him to be able to turn it up here in this map 1.
Absolutely, and not to mention Blob and Anubis. I have casted Anubis before, another great player. Blob picking up that first 2-piece to be able to lock down Xbox there, but now looking at it now, it does seem like Battalion, they're trying to make their way into the office, just having some trouble here. Puzzle with a nice 2-piece himself to get them off of the P1 for just a little bit of time here. Obviously, the main focus is going to be that P2 rotation, which I do see is in favor of Battalion here. Validity need to try and make sure that they're not getting shut down, but again, there's another 3-man down coming in from the side of Battalion, and now going into this P2 rotation, you do see that it is player number 6 in Killrook holding it down here on the P2 side. You do see Daunt also sitting in office, maybe trying to get in there, but man, again, the AR from Killrook able to shut him down, and it does seem like P2 going to be in favor of Battalion.
Yeah, Donna actually pulled off a really big 1v1 just to deny full control for the side of Battalion. It was around 15 seconds left on that P1. I believe it was against Blob, so he did a great job just preserving his life and staying alive long enough so his teammates could come in and reinforce the front of that hill as he gets a triple with the Bathtub. Is he gonna get the 4th? No, bad timing. Blob with the AR will end up snagging it. But the side of Validity, they're doing a phenomenal job holding down this P2. They're pushing out the front of the hill, making sure they get all those desired trades, and now it's up to number 3. I don't think it's going to be any more contested time, and I thought for a moment he was about to potentially just leave that last 20 seconds, but no, he hops back on, but still the rotation now is going to be for 2 Battalion on this P3.
Yeah, I gotta say, beautiful nade coming in from Zaya there to kill off Daunt. Now that's basically going to give them that P3 control that they do desperately need to get the lead here in this map 1. And you do see that Zaya gonna be the man to try and stay alive here, kind of pinch between 2 Validity players. Gonna have to go absolutely massive here. Killrook, however, gonna be the one to take the guy off of the ladder, but Frost gonna finish him off, and that is going to be P2 control, P3 control in favor of Validity. Battalion, they need to try and break through here. Obviously, the more hills that Validity is able to capture, the bigger the lead it's going to be, and that's going to make Battalion, Battalion's performance here much more impossible to, pull through here. But again, the nades are coming through on this P3. Not really a lot of trophy systems being thrown out here, surprisingly, but that is going to essentially be the break here for P3. A nice 20 seconds going in favor of Battalion. But now we're heading towards P4 here, and you do see that Battalion, it is kind of covering here. Puzzle can maybe do something. Not gonna happen. Zaya gonna shut him down, and just like that, now Battalion get the scrap time there on P3. Now P4 might be where they want to try and start really getting that lead.
Yeah, and you see Anubis, he's just going to be roaming around this bottom embassy, and he's going to get all that information. He's shooting all the players from the backside. I don't believe he's found any of the kills as of yet, but he gives the callouts. There it will be Blob to get 2. Killrook finds a 3rd, and I believe that is all 4 down. And now you just have another player in Anubis. He kills the player in the bathroom with his pants down. With this P4, it's been a phenomenal job, and nobody really able to crack even into the administration. It's number 3 Puzzle. He's going in all the way from up top, and I think he's the only one who's going to be able to fight for this scrap time. Will he get one? Yes, he will on to Blob. Last player left standing is going to be Zaya, but still, it's 40 seconds, and nobody's even put a foot in the hill.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Blob, he was on a 6 spree right there. Probably got the cruise missile in his back pocket, and a great performance to say the least. But now we're heading towards P5. Zaya on a 4 spree as well, looking to maybe get the 2nd streak there. And just like that, it does seem like it is going to be Validity to try and hold this down, and just kind of paying attention to the KDs here. You do see that Ruidoso, 4 and 12, needs to start trying to, have a bit of a better performance here, obviously. Needs to start kind of heating things up, as we already, Battalion have already crossed that 100 point mark, already looking to make it halfway. Now it's about time that he heats things up and starts finding some kills here. But man, so far it is Zaya who is absolutely going off on the 8 spree, gets that cruise missile, however, not going to continue for long, going to get killed off there. As so far, this has been a very dominant hold coming in from the side of Battalion, not even allowing Validity to get anywhere near the point whatsoever. It has just kind of been, so far it's been very dominant. P4 and P5 had just kind of been the hills in favor for Battalion. And now heading into the second set of rotations, it is an over 100-point lead that Battalion have over Validity. And honestly, even if P1 may not be in their favor, if they get that P2 rotation, it can definitely be very dangerous here for the side of Validity.
I mean, I'm just going to say it right now. This game is done and dusted. You're down by 112 points after the first set of rotation. You haven't had any map control basically this entire game. I like how you pointed out Rudioso. He's sitting at 5 and 16, triple negative, and still no hill time. If you're getting all those deaths, you got to be hopping on the hill or something. Be the super soaker, and that's just the one player right now. Imagine if they had another guy who's sitting at around 10 and 12, 11 and 12. This game could be vastly different just with a few of those crucial kills, but the side of Validity, they're still fighting back, still 130 points down, and they just cannot catch a break hopping on this hill.
Yeah, it's Frost with 17 and 11. The only player positive on his team right now. Definitely needs a lot more help. A Puzzle coming in close. You know, those two kind of trying their best here. It's Daunt and Ruidoso that do need to try and step things up. However, especially Ruidoso, man, you did point it out. No hill time whatsoever. Come on, man. It's either you're getting kills or you're getting hill time. It's one way or the other. But the nice two-piece coming in from Ruidoso, however, going to at least hold down the P2 for just a little bit longer. The real question is how long is, you know, are they going to be able to last? Not long, as they're going to get shut down. And I got to mention Zaya, 21 and 10, absolutely frying Validity right now. And so far, it has just been the Battalion show, man. It's just not really, you know, Validity have just not been able to do much. The map control has not been in their favor. The ARs have definitely not been frying at all. And now, you know, it's kind of crunch time here as Battalion have made their way across the 200 point mark here. Only really need one successful hold to essentially lock down this map 1 here. So Validity, they're going to have to be basically playing perfect Call of Duty here and now, perfect hardpoint to say the least. Try and make sure that they get their rotations and make sure that they are holding down the map control. And that's going to have to be non-stop for the rest of this map 1. But I don't think that's going to be happening as Battalion are already shutting down, already setting up for that P3. Frost, the only one there to really try and maybe get something done. And he's going to find a nice kill onto Blob, but he's just going to get quickly traded out by Anubis. Now heading towards P3. It's looking to get a little bit crazy here.
Yeah, now Zaya, my goodness, the man's 23 and 13 with 2 minutes in the hill. Mr. Do It All for this squad, and I believe he plays for the Colorado State University Boulder. He's an absolutely phenomenal player, and he's showing it right now here in this map 1 in the drop shot by Blob, showcasing his MW3 abilities, but still, the trades are just not going in the favor of Validity. This P3 has been great. Zaya, the last member, holding it down. There's only going to be one more player, maybe two, be able to contest it. He gets aggressive. Puzzle, they will fight for that last few seconds as he goes down, but still, the P4, this is where the game just simply got out of hand for the side of Validity. Battalion ended up holding it for a full 60. Can they do it again and close it out?
Yeah, it's going to have to be a massive break-in coming in here from Validity. They're going to need to try and push through as much as they possibly can. They find some kills. Blob with the nade onto Daunt, however. That's going to be the 3v2, essentially. The push is going to come in, however, and it is going to be the Puzzle. Last man standing here. Killwork, however, going to be able to trade him out, and that essentially is going to be the great retake there from the side of Battalion. Did not even allow Validity to get much time going whatsoever. Blob shutting them down as well in mid. And Zaya pushing through as well. I mean, they are just taking absolutely everything away from Validity right now, taking over this map. They're literally just shooting them in their spawn right now. The amount of dominance that Battalion have had throughout this entire map 1, it has shown. And I mean, Jesus Christ, Battalion come in here and they just make a statement on this map 1.
And Validity, that's what the 100-point club looks like, my friends, as they end up just getting absolutely blown out of that map 1. And that's what happens when you just do not have a set roster and you keep swapping all your players. It's just going to feel like a pubs. But when you have talent like Zaya and Killrook, Blob, and even Anubis, who still went 20 and 22, it's just going to make it that much more difficult. And honestly, seeing this map 1, I think they would have an opportunity in the next series coming up, but a great job on the side of Battalion taking that map 1. Now heading on in to the El Asilo. I guess, what do the side of Validity need to do to rebound here?
I mean, first of all, man, we do need to see Ruidoso have a much better performance. I mean, it's kind of unacceptable that he basically went double negative and then had 0 hill time. You know, you can't, like I said, man, it's either you're slaying out or you're getting the hill time. It's one or the other. You cannot be, you can't be doing both. I mean, Zaya was able to do both. He was slaying out and getting hill time. Ruidoso, though, maybe trying to copy Zaya, but this did not work out whatsoever. So we need to see a bit of a better performance coming in there from Ruidoso for sure. The slaying powers is really not in their favor throughout that entire map 1. It was just literally everyone on the side of Battalion shutting them down right in their spawn, taking over the map control. And again, the trading ability from the side of Validity was just not there as well. They were not able to find trades on Zaya. They were not able to find trades onto Blob or Anubis or Killrook. It was just absolute pandemonium here. And then heading over towards a search and destroy, maybe with the slower pace of this map, El Asilo, you know, maybe it will be in favor of Validity. Maybe this will help them out a little bit. But I mean, I'm gonna be honest, Graph. I mean, if Battalion play the way that they played in that map 1 and continue their dominance in the map control, and with their ARs as frying as they are, I mean, this could be an easy 3-0 sweep. Just kind of my early prediction already.
The point I do have to make for the side of Battalion, you just mollywopped them right to 250-97. That's a pretty easy walk in the park for you. Do not get over aggressive. Don't start egoing every single challenge. Ruidoso, I mean, I'm retired and I might even ego chow that man. But everybody else on the roster, you gotta keep your eyes out for them. Once you find that first pick, I see it time and time again where these teams, they will get that first blood and just feel like they can run all over the map, and that's not the case, especially on one like El Asilo, where there's so many ARs, there's so many nooks and crannies, people laying down in the weeds. It's so difficult to find all those players, but it's really about bullying out the middle of the map and just simply taking control of that B site.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, we're heading over towards El Asilo now. And, you know, one of the main things that, you know, you did point out before this is that we want to see some sniping action coming in here. I do believe that it's going to be Killrook from the side of Battalion pulling out the sniper here for his squad. Not really sure what Validity, who's going to pull out the sniper for Validity, if they're going to be pulling out a sniper. But let's see how this is going to go here as Battalion, you know, they started off with a very, very good map 1. See if maybe they can kind of have a bit of a repeat performance here on this map number 2. And looking at it now, it may seem like it is going to be the B-side push that's going to start things off here as Killrook trying to push around, trying to find the angles. You do see Daunt find Zaya, however, mid-map. That's going to be bombed down as well. So that's a bit of a peculiar position there. And you did mention, Graph, that, you know, even though they had a bit of a good performance on the map 1, they cannot allow their egos to kind of take over here and just go super aggressive. And, you know, Zaya obviously had a great map 1 performance. Kind of maybe went a little bit too crazy there.
Yeah, and I think right now, if your gunnies are that hot, I don't know why you start off trying to go towards that B-side. Blob, though. He gets a great one onto Don. He's going to push it into a 1v3. This would be a technical 1v4, and if you are Validity, just stay down and get all the information that you need. Make him plant the bomb and just get the retake. But on that A site, if your guns are hot, just go over and overwhelm them. If you're feeling that confident in your gunnies, don't be trying to give them opportunities to find the pick on the field side. Puzzle will end up finding that kill. So honestly, a great job for Validity, staying calm, staying patient, as they will find this first round.
Yeah, I do gotta agree with you there. You know, I mean, Battalion, they obviously kind of have the better advantage here when it comes to the slaying power. Maybe an A-side hit, you know, an aggressive A-side hit would have done them a little bit more, much more better here. But I mean, so far, Validity definitely were able to shut it down. Definitely were able to not allow Blob to really get any more kills or really try to, you know, scavenge around the map for long. So they were able to get that kill, and then they're going to be able to get that first round victory. So Validity, you know, nice little round win there. Obviously have a long way to really say this map 2 is going to be their own here. So maybe things are going to change up for them. Maybe things are going to, maybe look a little bit better, but obviously, Battalion gonna need to see maybe if they can have a bit of a better start. Obviously, still very, still only 1 round into this. You know, we have a long way to go. Maybe Battalion need to just kind of figure out a better plan overall, and let's see how this is gonna go.
And Blob already, how it's going to go is you're going to get your head ripped off, and that's Rudioso. The freebie out there is he's going to try to find another one onto Puzzle. The tags are in, and I think that will be Anubis trying to come on in through the bottom side flank, but he's just going to slow his roll, make the side of Validity have to come to him as he's ready to serve up a few beers and maybe a few bullets along with it. And then this is going to be the play. Killrook popping his dead silence. Oh, he's going to find a good one onto Frost. And this is going to be such an annoying play because you know he's sitting all the way in this backside. All really Killrook needs to do is just kind of relax, maybe find a pick with that sniper, but he's going to have to cause the side of Validity to go searching for him.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it is a 3v2 scenario. Battalion, obviously, on the defense, don't really need to make that many aggressive moves. It's still Validity who need to get the bomb down. And Blob, with another kill, gonna find Puzzle. It's going to leave it all up to Daunt, who's trying to get the shots and onto Blob. And, oh my god, it is... I mean, both players must be, like, at least 1 HP, because, I mean, the shots were there. But either way, Daunt somehow, some way, still stays alive, but it's 10 seconds remaining on the round. I don't know if he's going to even be able to plant the bomb. Zaya's already going to be there. He finds a kill onto Zaya, but I mean, not going to be able to have time to plant the bomb, so that's going to be the round victory there for Battalion. And I got to say, you know, it could have been a bit crazy there in the end there, but unfortunately, Zaya was able to kind of at least hold him off for a little bit, not allow him to plant the bomb. Daunt tried to get on there, wasn't really able to get much done. And now things are tied up 1-1 here. You know, Daunt having a pretty good performance to start things off, 4-1. Definitely looking good here. Just kind of needs to try and, you know, see if maybe he can get that cruise missile in his back pocket. Maybe see if he can maybe, you know, find some more extra kills to help his team out here. But let's see what the plan is going to be for Battalion, as it does seem like it's going to be another B push.
And I don't think Puzzle should have been alive at the end of that round because they had a long engagement right in that backside spawn, and Killrook just kind of sat there and oh my god, no! The no-scope headshot. I take it all back, Killrook. You do your own thing as he is winning every single gunfight. My goodness, he pulls out the no-scope. If it was a 360, I mean, I would have just left the cast simply, as that was another easy round for Battalion, as they will take 2 back-to-back.
Nearly fell off my chair there after that one, man. I mean, my god. Killrook. I mean, that's definitely a snipe for the history books there in AWL. I mean, my god. You know, you gotta be very careful there, man. You gotta, you know, even though it's a sniper, obviously, you know, not the best for close range, it could still absolutely demolish you, and we just saw that right there from Killrook with the sniper. I mean, what a way to win the round, and that's going to give them the lead there. And now let's see how Validity is going to kind of come back from this. You know, maybe see if they're going to go for the A push. It's a bit of a 2-2 split, however. Or I'm sorry, Battalion 2-2 split. Anubis going to find Puzzle. Daunt going to get the trade, however, and that's going to be the 3v3 now. Now let's see what's going to be happening. Zaya just playing this bomb site right now, waiting for the push to come in. And you obviously do see that Killrook kind of sitting on top of him. You see Blob also making his way around. Daunt just kind of sitting in the corner. Not really a lot of aggression coming in here, but Blob gonna be able to make the kill, get the kill onto Ruidoso, and now that's gonna already give them the life advantage. Blob doing some great stuff, Anubis some kills as well, and now this puts Daunt and Frost in a bit of a pickle here.
Yeah, and I think Don's going to be the one to try to make a play, but it's actually Frost who catches out Killrook kind of sleeping right there, and he still has the dead silence. I love this wrap that he did all the way through the middle of the map, and he just goes because he knew that, I believe that was Blob who just pushed all the way up into their spawn.
Oh my god.
I mean, one of those beams right now from the side of Blob. You weren't lying about this man having some talent. Don, though, left in the 1v2, and he will immediately go down. Blob 6-1, 3 kills in a row. This man just has simply take over potential.
I mean, man, Blob is an absolutely different player. He's just honestly, you know, I consider him a loose cannon, man. You know, he can absolutely just destroy an entire team within seconds in this game. He has such great slaying potential here, and you know, in the search and destroy, you know, you can see it 6-1 right now. Absolutely, you know, just taking it over, and has been, you know, so far just kind of been the search and destroy star for this Battalion squad. Now let's see what things, how that's going to change up here. Are they still going to go for B? Kind of seems like it, but now it does seem like they're kind of taking different routes here, as you do see that Ruidoso sitting in this top tent position, trying to see if he can get anyone from long range. You do see that Blob, again, able to make his way around. He's going to be able to find the kill onto Ruidoso. I mean, this guy is just absolutely crazy. But Kilrick trying to go for another one of those snipes. Not really going to be very successful here. Frost with some nice beams there. That's going to leave Zaya and Anubis in the 2v3 scenario. Obviously, Zaya still has the bomb, however, can definitely go for it. As Anubis is able to find Daunt, that's going to be the 2v2, and that's going to be the plant coming in there. Validity going to need to make the aggressive play and push and get that defuse.
That was a big kill on the Blob, too, because I think he was sitting at 4 in a row, and we just maybe not necessarily the most efficient streaks coming in through search and destroy because there's so many opportunities just to get indoors, but it would at least given you that information game. And so now I like how the player in number 4 is just kind of wrapping back, and he's going to check bomb. He's actually going to get caught out, and the hip fire comes through with Puzzle, as now it's going to be up to Zaya. This guy has so many clutches under his belt. Will he be able to get another one? And he gets that information, but can he walk over him and he gets it? Did he get the defuse? No, he didn't. And he does just enough to find that final kill, and that's got to be so frustrating if you are Frost. I think if he maybe had the Vaznev, he might have been able to win that gunfight, because he whiffed a few, I think, at the beginning right there.
Yeah, he absolutely did. I mean, for a second there, I kind of thought that, like, they had the defuse, but Frost just got off of it in a panic. But no, I don't think he had enough time either way. I mean, that was an absolutely massive kill coming in from Zaya, shutting down the bomb there, shutting down the defuse, and now his team's going to be up 4-1 now. Only one more round away from getting that match point and securing this map too, and already Battalion looking pretty damn good here. And by the way, that was Zaya's first kill in the search and destroy, so honestly, you know, he was having one. He was on a heater there in the map 1, now kind of slowing it down, finally gets his first kill. Now let's see what's going to happen. Puzzle pulling out the sniper. Don't believe that he has throughout this entirety of the search, and Zaya gonna start things off here with the kill onto Daunt, killing off the bomb carrier for the side of Validity, already putting them in a bit of a difficult situation here, as they gotta try and get their way onto the bomb and get it. You know, they gotta get back into their favor here. Frost is gonna get killed off, so does Puzzle. Ruidoso, you're gonna have to step up and pull off the 1v4.
I mean, good luck, have fun, my friend, as he does actually get one onto Zaya, has Dead Silence to work with, and 45 seconds, has the bomb, so small victories coming on in for him. He actually gets a second onto Anubis. And maybe this is the kind of confidence that you needed to see out of this man with 30 seconds left. But I believe it's Blob completely watching the outside. And oh my goodness, he might have the information of where he is. He knows. He knows that it's now into a 1v1. Do not tell me the man that we were disrespecting this entire series is going to get the bomb down. Kilrook, the player to watch for this series, left in a 1v1 with Ruidoso, and he gets spotted.
Oh my god.
This is it. This is it. I think they both spotted each other, maybe not. As he's taking this on, Ruidoso! Oh! He didn't just do that, the 1v4! Oh, Battalion! How can you let this man do this to you? Oh, good lord.
My god, the impossible just happened. I mean, Ruidoso has not been... He literally got his first kill that round. He got his first kill in the Search and Destroy that round, and this man was able to pull off the 1v4. If I was Battalion, I mean, I'd be punching the air right now. I don't know how you let this guy 1v4 you like that. I mean, I'm shocked. I'm genuinely shocked. I mean, Ruidoso just pulled that out of complete nowhere. Can he do it again? We'll have to see about it now. But so far, you know, that's still a long way for Validity to try and get back into it. Battalion, you just need to win 2 more rounds here. But man, I mean, that's got to definitely, you know, be the momentum shift there that Validity desperately needed. Bomb gonna get planted down towards the A side there, as now... You gotta try and make that aggressive play, make that aggressive push. Anubis looking to go hunting for Ruidoso here. Barely misses him, but wait. Yeah, no, Anubis gonna be able to catch him off just like that. Gonna be the first blood there now. It is gonna be Kilrook finding Frost. Puzzle is able to get Blob there. 3v2, however. Daunt, though, might be able to find the kill here. Get the good timing. They're onto Killrook. It makes it a 2v2. Zaya still on the bomb. Anubis in top balcony. Let's see if he can do it. It's going to have to be 10 seconds remaining. The push is going to have to come in. Daunt's able to get it going. And now, with 7 seconds remaining, Anubis has to hop onto the bomb, and he doesn't. He gets shut down. And just like that, Validity, they get another round in here.
I mean, talk about, it's a 1 in 3 million chance to get struck by lightning. And I think for Rudioso, it was a 1 in 10 million chance. I don't know how he pulled off that one before. My jaw's still wide open. But honestly, a great breakdown from the side of Validity, getting that 2v2 or that 2v3 retake. And I think, honestly, it came down to, I think it was Blob. He just got really bad timing on Puzzle as he kind of hopped back on those outside steps, and he ended up gunning him from that top side. But Validity, I mean, maybe that's the confidence that you needed, having your guy pull off a 1v4. You can already tell they're starting to play with a lot more confidence, even though Battalion, they've won, I think, 6 out of the 7 first bloods, and now they're only up by 1 round.
And that's another first blood coming in favor of Validity there. Killrook getting taken down. You do see that it's Zaya sitting on the corner right here, seeing if maybe he can find some kills. Daunt, though, might not gonna check his corner here. As Zaya finds one, he's gonna pick up the second, and now it's gonna instantly give them the life advantage here. As Ruidoso gets taken down, it's gonna be all left up to Puzzle here in the 1v3. Now let's see if he can have the ice here in his veins like Ruidoso did in that one round in the 1v4. He has a sniper out, however. He's gonna have to try and see how he's able to get it done. I mean, bomb's down on A. He's gonna have to find the magic in him and try and see if he can maybe get this done. I mean, 30 seconds remaining on the clock, just playing this slowly, trying to see if he can get his angles going. Let's see, maybe I think he's also just trying to maybe sound whore a little bit, maybe see if he can find get some information in his favor here. But let's see if he can get it done. He's going to be able to spot Zaya with the sniper, but 15 seconds remain on the clock. He has attack out. Going to see if he can maybe find some players, but with 10 seconds remaining, he has to get that bomb down. Going to need to find these kills. Is he going to be able to get it done? No, it is not. Look at this. It looks like a little bit scary there. I'm not going to lie. The Battalion, they're going to be able to shut it down. They're going to bring it over to map point here in the search and destroy.
I think he's got to take that shot with the sniper. There's not too many clean ones that you're gonna get like that, especially on the outside of the map in an isolated situation. I mean, you just have to simply have the flick and at least go for that chance. It would have reset his dead silence as well. So unfortunate situation once again for Validity. They're just kind of letting a few of these situations slip through their fingers, but Zaya getting that big 2-piece that really turned around that last one. And now I just don't know why the side of Battalion isn't trying to bully out the A side. They're just really liking the B. Granted, it's kind of been a 50-50, but when Rudioso is finding a kill, I mean, you just might not be winning the round.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I think you think at some point they'd want to try and switch things up here and maybe switch up towards A, but I mean, I guess they just really want to stick towards the B side. I mean, it's been working out fairly well for them, but it's going to be all left up to Puzzle once again in the 1v2. Barely escapes with his life. He's got to be careful because there's going to be Battalion players from behind him, on top of him. I mean, he's got to be very careful here. It's going to be left to Killrook and Blob to try and get it down. Bomb's going to get planted. Now let's see if Puzzle's able to get it done. Dead silence gets popped. Puzzle just kind of playing his angles correctly, seeing if he can catch anyone off guard. Gets the shots into Killrook. That's going to be the information. That's going to be the pinch, and that is going to be the search and destroy. Battalion, they're going to take it, and they're going to go up 2-0 in this series.
We kind of expected this, right? I mean, honestly, if barring the 1v4, this would have been a 6-1 or a 6-2, if that. So already you can tell the confidence is just coming through. They shut down that 1v4 after. Still, that's probably going to be the highlight of the entire series, right? We're going to be talking about that one, I think, for the rest of the night. But you can feel it. Once he got that, the confidence was starting to show. The guy was just moving a little bit different, feeling tiny bit more confident, trying to maybe take some over excessive gunfights, but either way, still the side of Battalion, they just simply have a little bit of a better squad. And like we've said time and time again, too many roster changes, you're not going to have that chemistry, especially when it comes to search and destroy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Validity, they tried, man. They definitely put up a lot better of a fight, in comparison to that hard point. And even then, you know, Battalion were still able to shut them down. A lot of surprise plays, to be honest with you, coming in. And I would say that's just kind of the reason to why Validity was able to really have as much of a fight as they did. I mean, if Ruidoso never, if he never got the 1v4, like you said, this would have just been a 6-1. This would have been a kind of another sweep of a search and destroy. Nothing interesting to say the least, but you know, now this kind of changes a little thing a bit. Changes everything up a little bit. You know, maybe if we head over towards the control, maybe, you know, just a chance Validity might be able to kind of bring it back and maybe try and start that reverse sweep. But I mean, I'm gonna be honest, man, Battalion, they are looking dominant. They are looking to just shut them down. I mean, again, the map control is in their favor. The AR presence is in their favor. And, you know, once you have the AR presence in your favor, the SMGs, they do whatever they want as well. And it's gotta be something different coming in here from the side of Validity. That's for damn sure.
And I think right now we're just going to get a little bit of a replay coming on in. This will be Puzzle as he's trying to find this one. And I believe this ends up going to the round in the 1v2 for Zaya. And this was a big play for him, right? He had this opportunity, and I actually think he hit all of his shots. He just happened to spread it equally across the calves. Coming on in from Frost is, unfortunately, he just wasn't able to find that kill quickly enough, as he did end up losing that round. Still, Zaya goes massive on the side of Battalion, so nothing that you can say is that bad for Battalion. If they maybe keep this squad, and with how well they're performing in the respawns, you kind of gotta think they maybe have a chance in the next series. But still, like you said, in this hotel map 3, I just think it's going to simply be a 3-0 in favor of Battalion.
I mean, yeah, honestly, you know, like I was saying, you know, even though Hotel obviously, you know, can be kind of 50-50 when it comes to the attacks and defense, it's very neutral, you know, neither side is really in favor at all. But what it really just comes down to is, you know, how well you can hold down map control. And I'm not just talking about like, oh, you know, how well you can hold down both sides. Realistically speaking, most teams, they just let go of A. They let the other team, they let the attacking team, they let them take A. They let them get the extra minute on the time. Really, the main focus is obviously that B side. And as I had mentioned at the beginning of the series, you know, bedroom control is just kind of the main thing here for this map. If you hold down bedroom control, if you're able to hold down the flank, you essentially have that B side on lockdown. And if you're not able to win your gunfights, if you're not able to pick up your trades, if you're on the attacking side, it's really difficult to take it over, man. I mean, that's really what we got to see here coming in from, I guess, whoever's really going to be starting off in the attacking round. But mostly from Validity, you know, trades have really not been in their favor. And, you know, while in Search and Destroy, they played a little bit better, you know, these respawns have just not, so far, at least from what I can tell, have not been in their favor at all. You know, they're kind of getting shut down left, right, and center. And, you know, if that hardpoint really had anything to say, I mean, you know, it's just kind of looks like it's going to be a repeat of Battalion just absolutely destroying them in their spawn, getting, you know, finding a bunch of different multi-kills, a bunch of different 3-pieces left, right, and center, and, you know, not really allowing Validity to get anything done here. But, you know, Validity, you know, maybe they can have a bit of a momentum switch. Maybe they can go a little bit rogue here and absolutely, you know, pull off one against Battalion. But you know, we're just gonna have to see about that. But, you know, Graf, I don't know if we're about to head into an intermission. Graf, I don't know if you have anything else to say here before we do so.
Oh, yeah, not too much. I think you really hit the nail on the head with it. The only thing is just don't overcommit to A. If you are going to try to go for it on the defense, don't 4-man send it. Make sure you have a guy sitting back, and basically just don't give that one up for free.
Yeah, you know, I 100% agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the series for the Amateur World League as we have Battalion sitting up 2-0 right now, looking to close this one out against Validity. I mean, this has been a pretty cut and dry series, Kimchi. Do you see Validity pulling out an upset here in the map 3 and maybe extending it to a 4th map?
I'm gonna be honest, Raf. It might be, it might not be. You know, I'm not entirely sure what could happen here. I mean, Validity have hints of hope overall, but I mean, when it comes down to it, you know, Battalion, again, they've had dominance. They have better map control, they have better slaying power against Validity, you know? I mean, yeah, obviously crazy stuff can happen, but I mean, you know, it's just not really, you can't rely on luck and, you know, those crazy things to happen to really get you going here. But Puzzle, though, able to make his way into the top bedroom and at least gets, finds a nice 2-piece there. Killwork gonna get the trade, but that should at least not allow Battalion to take over that B site so quickly. Obviously, now they're gonna have to make the push towards A and try and get that progress going on here. As, you know, Validity, they're looking to try and get it done. Oh, I just realized that it's a 3v4. I don't know, I think it was Blob who just left. Not sure what was going on there. But hey, I guess they're gonna have to play the 3v4. I'm not entirely sure what's going on.
I mean, even if that's the case, I still feel confident in Battalion winning this round. I hate to say it, I don't mean to be mean, but I mean, nothing right now has shown me the side of Validity has the opportunity, because just look at the way they're baiting and switching. The overlook is there in Validity. Just play it slow. Make sure you're taking your numbers as they are just running through them right now. And I think Blob, he's probably just going to come back and load into this map and be like, oh, you guys won the offense somehow?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
And Killrook, when you hit shots like that, it just makes it so much more difficult. Make it 8 in a row for this man. He's 9-1 on the offense. And that's just something you don't see very often. Battalion, yep, Blob's coming back in. And I thought the round was about over. I spoke a little bit too soon.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest there, you know, how do you let them get that much on the B side? I mean, they already take it over A. They only need 1 take, and with Blob coming back in, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I would have kind of been, if I were Validity, I would have just probably left if I were to have lost a 4v3 in a control just like that. And, you know, the kills are coming in. That's going to be the 4-man down. You see Killwork absolutely popping up. He killed the entire team here by himself. I mean, that was absolutely an insane pre-fire there in mid. But Battalion are going to be able to pull it off even with the 1-man down. I mean, I don't know what to say here, man. Battalion, they're looking very, very different.
I mean, give us an instant replay of that Killrook shot, because that was absolutely incredible. Don't give us that 1 piece right at the end. He finishes at 10-2, and then you have Blob, who didn't even die, even though he loaded in literally with about 15 seconds left. And I literally thought they were a sliver away from getting that on their own 3v4, and Blob's like, okay, I guess I'll just come on in and solidify it to make sure. But if you are the side of Battalion right now, it's going to be a full send on the side of Validity, but oh my goodness, they almost finds the 3. Maybe would have had the potential for the 4th, but Rudioso, like I said, he's maybe getting those guns a tiny bit hotter, because he is now leading his squad in kills, sitting at 7-5.
I mean, yeah, man. I mean, I'm going to be honest, Rudosa did not have the best start overall. Now looking to kind of heat things up here, and as they're going to be able to take the A side, you do see that Dante able to find the kill there onto Blob. They're going to be kind of trading it out back and forth here on this A side. The fight's still coming in, however. Don's going to be the man to try and, you know, find the kill there, and that's going to be another kill work down as well. Zaya just going to hop back in and is going to try and see if he can maybe repeat it. Not going to happen, however. He's going to get taken down there by Frost as you see that Battalion putting in a lot of lives here, trying to push over towards this A side. I do think that they need to be careful. Blob, however, going to be able to find the quick knife onto Puzzle as A side is going to get taken over. Now, Battalion, they're kind of positioned in a way to make sure that Validity does not push out towards the back spawn here and really see if they can get some kills, you know, off of the rotation here. As Blob going to find 1, Killwork finds a 2nd. Frost going to pick up a 2-piece, however, kills him off of double arches, and now you do see that the play is going to be coming over towards that B side. Maybe Validity can try and take advantage or get that bedroom control. But again, I was talking about Zaya. He takes top bedroom now, and that's going to be the control in favor for them. Don's going to come in. He's going to get taken down as well. And look how far they're spawning out. That's another thing about top bedroom, man. If you have hold of that, you know, the enemy team is going to be spawning as far as you possibly can think. And, you know, that's going to lead to even more problems here for the side of Validity. So, you know, that bedroom push is going to have to be massive.
Yeah, oh goodness. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Blob hitting 3 pieces, Killrook hitting 3 pieces. It's just simply a matter of slay power. Validity just can't keep up. They're down in live, sitting 19-10. And oh, he just almost runs right by him. Anubis, he turns around, he'll find the kill onto Puzzle, because I mean, that was probably the face that he was giving, because he had absolutely no idea where that man was coming from. Still, it is just an absolute beatdown coming in from Battalion. I like how the side of Frost, he's gotten a few good kills still. I like how you said it. Bedroom control, if you are there on the defense, them having to weed you out is probably the most frustrating thing in this game, besides the snake putting everybody bombing up and down.
Yeah, and with no more respawns remaining, I mean, it's just absolute. I mean, you got 3 players on the side. You got, I mean, Killwork already has a cruise missile. 3 players on the side of Battalion already making their way. Blob finds a cruise missile himself, and Anubis and Zaya only needed 1 kill away to get their own cruise missile. So we're at a potential here where we see all 4 players from Battalion have a cruise missile in their back pocket. So you know damn well that once it comes down to it, it is going to be absolutely chaotic heading into that last hill. And I mean, it is just, again, it is just absolute dominance in the side of Battalion. I mean, no one on the side of Validity has even gotten to 10 kills. I mean, you still got 2 players sitting at 5 kills. I mean, there's just not really a lot that's being done here. You know, again, you do have Blob, who's 13-3. Granted, he did come in a little bit late, but still, how is he able to do so much? It is absolutely insane. The shots are coming in. The kills are just, you know, not coming in for Validity. The trades are not there whatsoever. Again, Battalion just running them over this entire control.
Yeah, and just don't overcommit. And I like how where number 8 is sitting Rudioso. He's making sure that nobody's going to try to get that top bedroom control right away. Same with number 6, Don. I believe he's sitting on the bottom side. No, he's also sitting up top. So just in a really good position here. And I like the way that Validity is trying to play this one. Get that bedroom control. Don, he will find another. So that's a few members down for the side of Battalion. That's just going to, no matter what, stagger and slow down the push. But Anubis, he will get 1, scampers away with his life. And that's the one thing I've noticed with Battalion. Their life preservation has been so critical in this series. They've just done a great job of finding a kill, then running away and allowing their teammates to pick up the rest of the slack.
I mean, yeah, they just, again, they find a kill, they run away, they just reposition, and Validity just really not able to get it done, as Zaya is just in the spawn here. They're shutting them down. They're finding the kills. I mean, the capture is then, the zone is about to get captured. The first tick's coming in now. I mean, Battalion, again, they're just again doing the same thing they did in that hardpoint, where they were just in the spawn of Validity and just pushing them as far back as they possibly can here. Maybe the kills are going to come in, maybe the break is going to come in, but Killwork is able to take down Rudoso, as Frost is going to have to go massive here. Trades are there. Anubis able to find the kill onto Frost, and that's just going to be it here for the series as Battalion. They're going to take the control 3-0, and they're just going to simply sweep against Validity here, man. I mean, this is kind of exactly what they needed now, as they're basically heading up against Nola Flight, which is, I'm going to be honest, it's going to be 10 times harder of a fight than this was.
And the most difficult thing about this series is when you're playing a team that you know that you're better at, you tend to you tend to play a little bit more loose and not as critical on your mistakes. And then you go into a team like Nola Flight, you are going to get punished for every little mistake that you make. So granted, you get the gunnies hot. I like how they were playing in that overall entire series, but still, it's going to be a long road ahead. Validity, will they make more roster changes? I'm not even sure. They probably will, but I mean, it was simply just an easy 3-0 for the side of Battalion.
I mean, yeah, and this was a pickup squad too, so the chemistry, again, wasn't there. We had mentioned that, maybe with the chemistry not being there, that it would probably be an even fight, but I mean, that really did not play into effect whatsoever, as we do have Kilrook here for an interview. So, Kilrook, how are you doing, my man?
Pretty solid, man. I like that that little 4-piece that I got at the 3v4 control. So, yeah, I'm pretty solid.
Oh, don't worry. We got it. We got it on the stream. We saw you absolutely frying. I think right now we're about to show an instant replay because you absolutely snap, crackle, and pop onto every single member of Validity. I mean, when you are playing in that 3v4, you basically won it. You were a half a second away from clutching. But how did you feel about this overall series? It just seemed like you guys were comfortable all the way through.
So obviously Zay and I have played in this together for a little bit now. Like, we played a few matches. So him and I are good, and Blob and Greedy or Anubis, sorry, I forgot that's his nickname. They have chemistry with Zaya. So it, kind of meshed together decently. But we also knew, to be, realistic, our second match tonight is going to be the difficult one. That one was just one that we, had to win. The next one is something that we hope to win.
Yeah, so it's like, this was basically kind of like a warm-up match, and now you're heading over towards Nola Flight, and now that's going to be like the real challenge, essentially.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I kind of don't have a lot of questions here because I mean, this was a blowout. This was a blowout. I mean, what else can there be said? I mean, you guys went in there, you shut them down. You had the better AR presence, you had the better slaying power, you had the better trading ability. And now it's like well, first of all, you guys qualified as well, so that's great to hear as well. But I mean, overall, you guys took it over. I don't really have a lot to say.
Well, I still appreciate it either way. It was a good match out of the boys for sure. I mean, I honestly played, for my standards, I feel like mediocre, especially in the S&D. But hey, I bounced it around for that round of control, and that's all we needed. So,
and speaking of the S&D, the one round, everybody's questioning what happened in that 1v4. I mean, you let the man Rudioso just kind of getting a lot of 1v1 situations, and he ended up winning the gunfight. What was kind of going through your mind? How do you rebound after a round loss like that?
Well, I'll put it lightly and, kind of just keep it, as comfortable as possible. Just trying to level the head, level the playing field. But Anubis was definitely yelling at the other two, because, like I said, they have chemistry, and said some things that definitely won't be repeated on stream. But yeah, I mean, that straight up comes down to chemistry. Like, all of us were just spread around the map doing stupid stuff. So hopefully, we can clean it up a little bit better now that we've at least played a rep of that together. Because I mean, today is the first day that we've all played as a 4. So.
Yeah, well said. Absolutely. And Kilrook, congratulations on this first series win of the night. And like you said, you have another and probably the most difficult one in Nola Flight coming on up. And we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
I mean, yeah, obviously, that's definitely a match to look forward to. That's definitely going to be the one that's going to probably be, I guess, a bit more entertaining, to say the least. I'm really excited with this Battalion squad, definitely looks really good, definitely looks competent. I'm expecting it to be a very good fight against Nola Flight, that's for sure, so I'll be sure to be on the stream chat and make sure I'm watching, because, that's definitely got to be one to look at. But I mean, with this series done, I mean, Battalion, they definitely showed that they can be a more competent team. I'm confident that, they're going to have a bit of a better placement here in this major than they did last time, if this is the roster that they're sticking with. Validity, however, they're going to have to try and figure out what's going on with them, find some better players overall. I mean, Rudoso, he was able to get it done. He was able to find some surprising moments, but I mean, overall, he really did not do a lot.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and just kind of a match made in heaven for them, right? You have two duos that have really good chemistry with each other, and they meet up. That's exactly what you want to see. But everybody, I appreciate you tuning on in for this series of the side of Battalion versus Validity as they get the 3-0. and they have the next one coming up against Nola Flight. Kimchi, it was an absolute pleasure casting with you and everybody. We'll be right back.
You don't want to get worried yet if you are Nola Flight. Wait, hold on. Do you see what's happening right here, Rita? They're all wearing the Vegas Legion skin.
Yeah.
Every single one of them. Because it's it kind of looks like their logo a little bit. Okay, I gotta say it. I like it, but look at the snipes on a prop. He's not just wearing the Vegas Legion. He's also putting on a class with the LA.
Still gonna get that bomb down though. Shoxio is gonna check it. Throws a nade, gets some shots in, ends up getting the kill in the 1v1 clutch. Shoxy wins the map for Nola Flight.
Imperial only have about 1.2 seconds remaining on the clock. They have to hop on the time. They cannot let anything go on. 0.0 seconds. Oh no! What happened? Nola Flight. They're gonna be able to take the control 3-1 and take the series 3-0. Oh man, what happened?
Absolutely. Tied up 1-1. Nola Flight and Element. Katani with the bomb. Sniper towards A on Skater. He's going to spot out Katani's head. Going to land that shot. Absolute. That's what we call a pixel peek right there. Fantastic shot coming through from Skater. Making the 3v4.
As I always like to say, one pixel is enough. And so Nola Flight, playing with just a tad bit more aggression, is going to be able to get a...
Foxy, 1v2 now. Can he get it done? 16 seconds remain on the clock. Can he find it? Can he get it going? He is running around, playing Ring Around the Rosie with Jamal, and he's going to be able to get it. Nola Flight.
The pick, I'm wondering if they do go for this B next time, and he's going to be going to the chow. I mean, that's just unfortunate. He's going to throw the stun out, and he's going to go for the chow as soon as you see it. He's on a 5 right now. One more, he gets that streak, and looks like this can be sitting in on, oh my god, whoever that is, Exception. He just going to walk into 3 Nola players. Nothing you can do there. And Shoxy, instead of playing this B, he's going to be trying to play his mid, looking what he can find. Hopefully they can try and get this bomb down. It's another pick for him. He's going to be hitting this back.
Yeah, and it's just your own side of dynamics. You just look so lost right now. They don't really know like what's going on.
Alrighty, everyone. It looks like it's just going to be me today. But let's make sure that everything's good to go here. Let me do this. And now we're not stacking my voice. So sorry about that, guys. Welcome, everyone, back to the headquarters here at wonderful AWL. We have some pretty hype games for us today. Battalion versus Nola Flight. Nola Flight, as you've seen before, one of the best teams in the game right now. And I'm really excited to be casting them. Obviously, I'm not going to be having a co-caster for quite some time. But when they do eventually come in here, we're going to have Empyrean, I believe, being able to just do the best that they possibly can. And or Epiphany, sorry. Epiphany's going to be coming in here, and we're going to be rocking these games. But obviously, there's a lot of Call of Duty for us to play. My name is Edju, and I'll be your host of the day. But let's take a little bit of what's going on here with this little quick reel for us today. So this is going to be a high stakes with seating on the line here. So remember, whoever wins this needs to really just take it back. So can they turn around the season before the champs in a few weeks? Obviously, we're talking about Battalion here needing to turn this around because they're kind of at the edge here. But Major 2 tournament seating on the line, so you can't allow anybody to lose twice. And so far, we're kind of a neck and neck for these players. But we look over at Nola Flight, and they are a hot off Gorilla Major 1, second place finish. So you have a lot on the line here to prove yourself. And NF looks like to fly through the qualifiers here. So Nola Flight very happy to be here, of course. And they need to try to avoid any really large upsets that might be coming their way. And I think Battalion might be bringing it to them. So back again at the Amateur World League, we're going to be jumping straight in here. So honestly, I'm pretty excited to have all these stakes on the line. We do have the featured player of the day going to be Prof here for the side of Nola Flight. Overall, number 13 here with a very powerful hard point score of 92. And I'm really just rating out 100 pretty good. And, you know, obviously the stats are going to be brought to you by Lobby Up. And, of course, we can't be here without another sponsor of ours, Gorilla. So we always want to say thank you to our wonderful sponsors. With that out of the way, let's talk a little bit about the search and destroy in the maps that we're going to be seeing for us today. Obviously, we're going to be opening up on Fortress Hotel a lot. So 3 rounds of Hotel. Fortress is going to be the opening one here. Fortress on hard point. Then we're going to see Hotel on Search and Destroy, Hotel on Control, then Hotel on Hardpoint yet again. And then finally, to seal the deal, we're going to be jumping straight into S&D on Embassy. And I'm really hoping to see what we can do here for these players. I've watched a lot of Fortress here at AWL and a lot of Hotel. It seems to be just the meta of the current W2 gameplay. But with that being said, Modern Warfare 2 definitely is showing up big here with these maps, especially Hotel, and that's why we're going to be seeing it 3 times back to back to back. But we know Fortress on Hardpoint, it's all about how you can play around your team, how you can manage to try to get those early picks and make sure that you keep momentum, because momentum is the name of the game. And if it's Hardpoint, it's going to be a hard point to hold. I really hope that these guys are going to be bringing their all here today. Obviously, we're going to be starting off already right away on the Albagra Fortress here with both sides ready to rock. Battalion is going to be starting off against Nola Flight here. And I think this is going to be the last game of the night, so make sure to rock and roll, everybody, because we're going to get right into this game here. And I'm really hoping that we see Nola Flight 2 hop off. They have a lot on the line, but Battalion, they might be able to schedule that upset as we saw earlier. But it's starting, and we're ready to rock and roll here as we're getting straight into this game. Now, looking at team, we're already going to be watching Prof here. Prof off to a pretty good start, running it down, running it forward just to make sure that he is able to get maybe one. But no, it's actually Blob from Battalion side getting the first blood and joined by Anubis. That's going to be second down, and they're ready to cap a point here. But Nola is going to be first on the point. Anubis, though, on a streak, finally shut down. And this is what we need to be seeing here. It is 2 down already. And this is a very hard-fought point so far, as they're just running and gunning in. But this is what you want to be seeing. Shoxy's going straight in. Skater with another pick from above. This is what you need to be seeing on Hardpoint, as, you know, they were able to touch the site for just a little bit of time, but Nola Flight immediately taking it back. Anubis, though, this man is popping off 3 and 2 right now. And it looks like everybody's going to be joining him and getting these picks. Zaya able to get another one behind the truck, and we're seeing even more. But Shoxy's not quite done. Has been in this hallway and absolutely racking up some bodies, but this point is going to be rotating over in a few seconds here, and Shoxy's has to make something work. But it looks like he will be able to actually capture that point for his team and allow them to rotate over. But from behind, it's going to be Anubis with the rest of this team to flank. They're doing a clean job here with that retake, and Anubis flying through the door actually gets gunned down quite easily. That's what we want to be seeing, and it looks like Blob is going to be joining his teammates' dead corpses here. And Nola Flight, Shoxy's 7-0 on that streak. Very close to being able to call that down and really just make it rain. But first, he's going to have to secure even more space for himself as he is gunning down another one on that 8 streak. They're looking for some more here. Bob is going to be above, looking for something. And wow, Shoxy's just not dying today. But Prophesied looks like he's mailing the air as his team is just raining havoc down on all of the people for Battalion. This is an insane stomp so far. And I'm hoping to see something shift here, but right now the kill feed is all blue for the side of Nola Flight. And they're ready to go. Or purple. I don't know. I'm actually colorblind, but we'll find out who's going to be taking it regardless. But my colorblind person is going to be going right in here with my colorblind eyes. But, you know, I might be colorblind, but I can still see all of those players getting mowed down so easily by players like Big Head here. And I'm hoping to see that happen again as the hard point. They are 1/10 of the score for Battalion versus Nola so far. Blob able to get one, but Shox is still just mowing him down. 17-1 right now, making sure that he is at the top of the scoreboard no matter what is going to be going down here. Looks like he's just farming these kills, still having, you know, I think another streak here if he just wants to just save those up for later. Make sure to secure it down just in case they manage to get onto the point. So he's playing around the util he's gained pretty efficiently here, but right behind it's going to be yet another pick down. This player 19-1 on that 4 streak to go, looking for even more. Just has to find a secured pick here, but 125 points to 9, not where you want to be. And it looks like Shox is still gonna be there for it. This guy is insane right now. And finally, we're seeing the kill streak getting called down. This is going to be a cruise missile cruising its way right in for the damage, but can he actually connect it? And he will take it out Anubis with it. Beautiful play. And this man now 21-1. Exactly what you need to be seeing here. But it's a team kill coming around from Battalion as Blob has just bombed the crap out of his teammate there. And he looks like he's finally, after taking out his own teammate, taken out even more. So technically on a 3K before getting shut down by one more. We're still watching Shoxy here, and Shoxy is doing such a clean job going in, and this guy just can't be stopped right now. This might be a hard point, but not for him. He is raining terror down on these players. Obviously, we did see that the featured player was going to be Prof, but take a hand for this player, Shock, as he's just going straight in for it. But finally, Battalion is going to be able to secure a hard point right before it actually switches over to the next location, and immediately going to get recaptured by the team of Nola Flight. Battalion not doing such a great job at even securing points nor getting kills. Everybody is in double digits in deaths, but not a single one is doing too hot when it comes to the actual picks here. So I'm hoping to see something from this. Am I crazy? But it doesn't seem like we've actually lost a player for the side of Battalion. There's only 3 people. Killrook, Zaya, and Anubis versus 4. So that might be a slight bug. I'm not too sure, but I am joined by my co-caster. Hello, it's going to be Epiphany joining me, and we are here watching round 1 already underway on Hardpoint here on Fortress with a very solid lead from Nola Flight. Epiphany, how are you feeling today?
I'm good, just got off of a match here. We're going right into another one this time, watching it, and it's going to be a good one, and I'm excited to get this one underway. And, well, I guess we've already got it underway, and so far, Nola Flight, they look to be soaring high. They've got a 187-29 lead. What a match to jump into, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, and you haven't been seeing it, but we've been watching the player Shoxy here, 26-4. We haven't even been in this match for 5 minutes, and this is going to be the second kill streak he's calling down to get a pick on these players, and it's going to be efficient. Taking out Anubis again. Poor Anubis, just being buried under a pyramid of bullets here, but let's see if he's going to be good enough, as Shoxy is still raining hell down, almost at 30 kills without even dying 5 times. We're seeing them just getting absolutely mowed through.
Yeah, this is Nola Flight obviously doing their thing. They were the first to be at the very top in ranked play, and I talked to these guys in Boston as well, and we were doing some content, and they were just absolutely frying. I was talking to them about their T32 placement. Definitely not anything to ignore, and you can see why exactly in this gameplay right here. That 219-36 scoreline going to be an absolute beast to stare at if you're Battalion. You've already got a player leaving the lobby. You got Prophesied going nuts with the kills, and you've already got those P2 rotations locked in, good to go, all set. As Battalion, they're gonna have to find a way to break from the front side.
Yeah, and they're going to break away, and we're seeing players' bones getting broken here, but Killrook is going to be able to kill too, and he's ready for more. Hardpoint is pretty tough here, as they are down 200 points, and honestly, at this point, there's not really much you can do. We're only 15 points away from Nola Flight, just taking this away from them. Even though there's still 3 minutes on that clock, there is no stress in the hands of Nola, but it's going to be Killrook trying his best to really keep up with his team and the enemies, being the top of his, but he is going to unfortunately go down. Score limit win for Nola Flight, and that's going to be just the first round of this best of 5 taken over by a blitz.
Talk about a blitz. Prophesied 17-12 for this matchup. Didn't even have to get too many kills in order to close this one out. It's the fundamentals being played to an absolute T by the Nola Flight roster, as Battalion, they were struggling. Zaya was struggling. 7-23. Not a KD that you want to be staring at in map number 1, but on the other side, you look at Shoxy, 31-7. Definitely a force to be reckoned with, and at this point, maybe this is a good indication of how this series might be slated to go.
Yeah, it might be slated to just be an absolute stomp, but as Epiphany is going to be grabbing the cameras on, we're going to be talking a little bit about what's happening next. Obviously, that was the only map of Fortress we're actually going to be seeing today on that hard point, and we're about to experience a whole lot of Hotel, and I'm really hoping to see what Hotel can bring to the table here. We are going to be switching up the game modes, so we're going to be on Search and Destroy. S&D is definitely a map that is very different in playstyle than Hardpoint, so I'm hoping that shift in playstyle might give an ample amount of opportunity for Battalion to prove that they weren't going to get 200 diffed like the last round. But Epiphany, I got to ask you, what are your thoughts around Hotel here?
Yeah, you know, Hotel's kind of one of those maps where if you're playing it 3 times in a row, it will get nauseating without a doubt. S&D, especially kind of one of those modes where you play that on this map, you're expecting that A push 99% of the time. Anytime that a team does go B, though, it's a nice kind of curveball to throw. So makes me kind of curious if that's going to happen a whole lot. We'll see how things go. Battalion in their history, they have been a team that's done that. I've seen them do quite a few B pushes, and they do a decent job of securing those sites. I've also seen them make comebacks from being down pretty big deficits, so we'll see if that's going to be the case here in this one. But like I said, you're playing it 3 times in a row. It's going to be a bit difficult to continue that momentum going into that Hotel control, going into that Hotel hardpoint once again, especially when you got smoked on the first hardpoint. You're going to have to run it back.
You are going to have to run it back here for us. And obviously, I'm thinking that hardpoint's definitely the map here for Nola. They were very confident. I don't know if that was just a visual bug for my end, but I could swear that they might have lost a player for him, but maybe not. Let's see what's going to happen here going into the next round. We are going to be jumping into Hotel, and obviously, we talked a little bit about those other maps. I don't know if the way this is looking, if we're going to see Embassy. I would love to, but there is still no guarantee. However, Epiphany, you know, now that you've joined us, and you know a lot about Nola, you talked to them before, you said you talked to them in Boston, and is this the average type of gameplay that we're seeing, winning by 200 points in this late into a bracket here? Or are we seeing something a little different?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think there's a skill diff going on here as well. I think Nola Flight, they've historically played games very close, very far. I wouldn't say that they're a kind of team that you expect this from, but do expect kind of very good gameplay coming out of a team that is going to be playing one that maybe is not at the same caliber. So, and that team is going to be Nola Flight. And of course, the Battalion, they've had their ups and downs. They've had some troublesome rounds. And, you know, at this point, I believe that they're just not fully getting their footing in this season. And Nola Flight, they're an established roster. They have been playing for so long, and I think that is what enables them to do so well. So to answer your question, I think right now this is something that we do expect from such a high caliber roster.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, I could tell that it was a high caliber roster because the way that they were confidently swinging around, I mean, Shoxy, they were holding a single hallway up until they had about 17-1. You weren't there for that, but their streak was immaculate. They built up 2 kill streaks in 1 life. So it definitely wasn't the kind of gameplay that you see every day, but it was the kind of gameplay that we saw today. Shoxy, right there, we saw the kill feed. It's 31-7 to end it off, but that's nothing. Look at that, 27 non-traded kills. Just the fact of the matter, 15 kill streak to top it off. And that's something that I've really never seen at the AWL. But of course, I've only been casting here for about 2 days. So with that being said, I still really liked what I was seeing. And, you know, I really like the input that you're bringing to the table as well, Epiphany. It's given me an epiphany to hopefully root for Nola here, because they don't seem to be the underdog by any mean. They seem to be the hound in the park here, and they are absolutely shredding up any little poodle that accidentally walks between the gates here.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Battalion is kind of the little poodle in this situation, but, you know, I think you also do love an underdog story. You know, this is a team that has had, like I said, a rough run so far when it comes to the season. They've had lots of roster changes, lots of internal issues. I know the guys that have been part of this previously and currently quite well, and whenever I've talked to them, it's been constant, always changing this, always changing that, having difficulties with this person, difficulties with this strategy and style. So I think overall, you look at Battalion as a very fluid roster, and when you have a fluid roster, that is such a difficult status to maintain a high gameplay level. So, you know, I think at this current point in time, it's really just about figuring out who are those key players going to be on this roster, because right now it is so up in the air, just like it has been in the past, and unless you start to solidify things, it's going to be rough.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be rough here. Obviously, one other thing I forgot to mention, in that game 1, the player of Blob seemed to have disconnected halfway through it. So not exactly ideal to have a player disconnect. So it's hard point with one player down, nearly impossible. The fact that they got to 39 points at all was insane, because before that disconnect, they were only at 9. So they definitely brought some kind of pain back onto it. But now that they do have all 4 of their members, I want to see if they can actually, you know, bring some more heat. They are, of course, that underdog, that poodle in the park, but let's see if they're going to be able to, you know, shift their car into full overdrive as they just have to run this down here on the wonderful map of Hotel with S&D, and we're seeing first blood by Anubis.
Yeah, pouring the nitro, get things kicked into full gear here as Nola Flight look to fly on forward. We'll see if they're able to find the first kill for themselves too in response. At least the first one for Shoxy. He's able to get that one, and now it's going to be all up to Big Head, looking to find his way in over towards the B site right now. Presence for Battalion. Again, I don't know what's going on in the top right there. It shows only 3 players for the side of Battalion.
Oh, no.
I don't know if we had a disconnect once more, but this is kind of what happened before.
Yeah, I think Blob is just having a little bit of a bad time with his GPU, apparently, looking at the behind the scenes here. But, you know, that GPU, that's definitely going to be on the player to try to get fixed. There's nothing else but Killrook pulling out that sniper, actually going to be able to be 1-0 right now, grabbing that pick right before the bomb is about to be planted. And Killrook still doing it, taking the pistol out and just taking the piss right on those players, looking for another one now, as it's just going to be Prof in a 1v2 to clutch it up, and Blob seems to have reconnected just in time.
Well, Prof versus Zaya, the 1 versus 1. There's already the bomb going down here. Gives you some control of the site, unless Prof's just going to get the easy peek. Not quite going to be given to him here. But, yep, I guess it is. Never mind.
Yeah, he just gets to defuse it for free. And
perfect.
Yeah. You know, I was thinking that they weren't the one planting the bomb, but with that being said, switching sides here, we're going to see a little bit of something different. Nola Flight now going to be on defense. And, you know, we did see their attack. They lost not only a 4 versus 3, but also a big advantage of lives that they had just because Killrook was cleaning them up, getting that double down, and Anubis able to just stick it down, and Mosaic diffused it. Beautiful team play, but I need to see that happen again coming out from here in this next round as Anubis is again getting first blood.
I mean, Battalion, that's a great start, and you also get the first blood going to the next round. Obviously, an immediate trade out comes through from Shoxy, but now it's all about playing the 3v3 to your advantage. Blob, that's a great way to start things off after rejoining the game. Welcome back, by the way. That's the next one as well. It's a 2-0 start for him, as suddenly it is all up to Skater, and this is what I was talking about. I think Battalion, they are better at this search and destroy. I've seen them on Hotel before, but now Killrook towards the backside, having to play his life, the sniper in hand, the jump shot, not going to result in the kill for him, but the team help, all there, good to go. Battalion, another one on the board.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. I knew that I couldn't really write off Battalion quite yet. Nola Flight obviously decimating the first one, but I'm looking at the circumstances that they did it. One, it's hard point. It's the place you're gonna get the most kills. I'm just saying that right now. And two, it's against a team with a downed player and obviously the first round. So the non-underdogs usually start off strong. So we always see the warm up here as these guys are going to be growing into the big dogs that they deserve to be. But Battalion, I need to see a little bit more coming out from Blob. I know that he's already gotten a 3-piece after reconnecting, but I need to see if he can do even more because he's got a little deficit for his team. He's got to pay him back for what he caused.
Shoxy, first blood out. That's going to be all up to Battalion to try to find something in response, but so far that response has not been called in. Skater in the spawn now, Battalion as well, looking to make the back route. As Killrook does find one with a sniper, it's going to be up to Prophesy now as well to try to find one more for himself. Killrook now all on his lonesome. We'll see if he can do anything crazy with the boomstick as he looks to move his way towards Recep right now, but obviously lying in wait is a player. It's going to be Skater. Here comes the gunfight. The Chow going to go in Skater's favor. No haircut for you today.
Yeah, no haircut, but that guy was dancing on the floor, just absolutely twerking. Look at this, just going up, down, and then sitting the other one down. Beautiful play coming out from Skater, and I'm hoping that that's going to be continued here, as they did need that round. They were down 2, but now we're going to switch back over, and we need to see what can happen yet again. Of course, this is going to be a little bit of a 1st to 6, I believe, so you're going to have to really push in that effort, and I need to be seeing who's going to be taking the most. Killrook, though, very consistent with that boomstick, as you pointed out.
Yeah, and that's kind of the consistency I'm expecting from a player like Killrook. He's played in lots of different leagues, lots of different teams, and of course, when you're across so many different rosters, you have to be consistent. You have to be pick-upable, if you want to phrase it some way. And Anubis as well, another new player on this Battalion roster, is able to find that first blood. So far, man advantage to them once again, as prophesied. He's got the sniper of his own, as Big Head, though, able to help him out, find one kill towards the backside of A. As we'll see what Zaya decides to do with the bomb, looking for the route, but so far, Skater are going to put him on skates, make sure he's able to find the kill, and it's going to end up resulting in a 2 versus 2 here, as a flurry of players look to find how to get a kill on the board here over towards Couches. Blob, that's a good start.
Very clean start here from Blob. Already now, it's down to just Big Head, and he's got a pretty big head. Hopefully, people don't learn how to click on it, but that bomb is going to be able to get planted over on B, and it's all up to Big Head. Now, B's where Big Head likes to be, but Blob is right around the corner here, and they just have to work together to try to find that one. Very silent push. It is planted inside this kitchen area, and the spray down clean from Big Head. And no matter how big his head is, it is a very hard clicking ability. Look at that coming out.
And that is another great clutch up out of Nola Flight after they kind of have a bit of regressions here. This is what I was expecting out of them. Maybe get some of those warm-up rounds in. Battalion start to get hope, and then you crumble when Big Head gets that kind of timing. Lines them up, knocks them down. A perfect entry onto the site. A little bit of body shots there in the end, too, for a bit of extra love. So that is going to be a solid round from Big Head and the rest of Nola Flight. The capability on all these players, by the way, Edu, is just unbelievable. The clutch factor is completely there, and that is a perfect prime example of it. So now we head on over again towards an attack round on the side of Nola. Let's see how Battalion can try to thwart their push.
Yeah, they might be able to thwart it down here, but looking from the side, Skater is going to be able to spot out one. Looks like we lost Blob yet again, though, as Anubis is going to drop as well. Killrook not using a boomstick this time. He's going to go boom instead with a nice AR, but looking for more. It's just going to be Zaya. Last one, but he ain't a player. He's going to go down, and Nola Flight will take yet another one. That was such a quick round, but I think it always chops up to the fact that this player, Blob, seems to be running his computer on a blob or whatever he's really gaming with. Not working for him today.
No, not quite at all, but I mean, still, you're able to get some pretty decent kills if you're Blob. That's definitely a good run to have in this matchup, of course, when you're dealing with those kinds of problems, but man, you gotta get that GPU figured out, bro. You got to figure that out, but still, Nola Flight, because of that, or maybe because of other factors, gonna find a way to get up 3-2 now in this game here. We'll see if Blob's gonna be able to rejoin. I believe he had 4 or 5 there before he left.
He's back.
Welcome back, Blob. We'll see how long he lasts this time as he looks to find his way in over towards the B site alongside Anubis. But I guess right now he's just kind of sitting towards the backside of spawn, figuring out how to load on in. But already, Nola Flight, strong presence on the site, strong kills as well. Big Head, that's the first one. A big brain play out of him, but we'll see if Zaya is able to find him on the wraparound. That's already... If you're able to get this bomb planted, it is a great start in the site. So far, lots of chaos, though.
Yeah, we are seeing the 1-for-1 trades, though, but this is Prophesied's prophecy. He's got to hit this shot, but he misses it. Unfortunately, not as prophesied as he needed it to be, but from the side, it's going to be a beautiful spray yet again coming out here. And that's the kind of gameplay you need to be watching here. Nola Flight working together, taking different angles, and from behind, it's Skater just mowing him down, saying, see you later. And now we're very close to this game ending with a big deficit and only 2 rounds to go if Nola Flight keeps this up.
Yeah, and this is also kind of one of those situations where Battalion, you really can't find a way to get into that site there despite having all of those players lined up ready to go. You don't find the kills at all. You don't win your gunfights. That's going to cost you in the end. That's going to be a real rough run for you, and the fact that you weren't able to take control there obviously shows quite a bit. We'll see if they're able to get back up in the gunny department.
Yeah, they're going for the gunning department, but not in the GPU department, as Blob seems to be disconnected again. I mean, at this point, Blob is going to be a hit or miss here, but let's see if we can see a hit or miss on Shoxy here. He's just right up front, runs out of the door swinging, takes down Killrook, and it's just up to Zaya. I know we've said that quite a bit, but I really think Zaya might have it this time.
Might have it
That's
this
one.
time. Well, that's the first kill. We'll see if he's able to line up for the next two. About 27 seconds left on the clock. Two players just sitting towards the top side. It's the cheeky spot. There it is. Love that. I remember seeing it. I think it was Afro use that spot, I believe, at Major 2, and that's how people discovered it. Unbelievable angle right there. I'm telling you, I wouldn't expect it either.
Yeah, you know, you expect to walk into a kitchen and maybe see some things on the burner, not on the walls, but beautiful job here from them. And Nola Flight now at match point, and obviously Blob. We got to talk a little bit about that CPU or GPU issue. You know, one time I thought it was a good idea to stream when my GPU was having a little bit of issues, and it ended up lighting on fire mid-stream. So there's a clip somewhere of it just sparking a lot.
Oh my God.
So I can relate to Blob just not having a good day. Speaking of him not having a good day, he just disconnected again. Luckily, Kilrick is going to still level the playing field early, now down to a 3 versus 3.
Yeah, and I mean, it's do or die, of course. Kilrick, though, trying to be the big guy to get the big kills, and that's going to be an initial 2 for him. It's a 3-2 as Battalion, they are absolutely fighting their way through this one. Anubis, another big kill. Shoxy in the back, going to hit the dust. That's going to be Battalion taking away another one, 3-5 here, but you got to sort something out with the Blob. If he keeps disconnecting when he joins, I don't know if you're going to be able to take this one away. You still got to get 3 in a row. It is the 5-3 curse, though, so anything's possible.
Yeah, 5-3 curse where you want to be because it's not 6-2. However, I don't even know. Blob has yet to reconnect. I feel like at this point, that man has taken the PC, chucked it off the balcony, and needs to go to Best Buy quickly to get a new one before this game ends here. I mean, there's not a whole lot of options you can really pull out here.
No, you don't have many options. I think at this point, Battalion, they're just going to have to play 3v4, which in Search and Destroy, obviously we know how that kind of tends to go. Not usually favorable for you if you're not able to get that first blood and equate the numbers at least, but bomb planted, going to make it that much easier for Nola Flight, and Skater just watching the backside push. A very smart position here as number 7. Anubis looks to find it. Big Head, though, as well behind. Recep not even going to have to lay down a bullet, but Zaya able to find the trade back. It's 3-2. Skater drops. It's a 2v2. Now it's all about the retake. Prophesied on the site. Shoxy towards the top. You don't have a whole lot of time to work with. If you're the side of Battalion and Nola Flight, they are absolutely flooding this right now. But Zaya, another big kill. Anubis, does he stay up? Do they get it in time? Yes, they do. They somehow stay alive.
And they managed to bring this back. Now, they're going to have to try to tie this up to really bring us to OT here, to really want to seal the deal. But there's no guarantee that that's going to be possible. Again, we have yet to see Blob reconnect, find out what just part of their GPU they forgot to connect. But look at this final pick from Anubis, just flying through, making sure to make some music with that beautiful spray. And we are seeing match point here yet again. But I don't know. Maybe Nola Flight is getting a little bit spooked here.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how to diagnose this one, honestly, because Nola Flight's one of those teams that you expect a very, very high level of confidence, and maybe that is what is their downfall right now. They have such a high level of confidence that when Battalion comes in with a 3 versus 4, they feel confident. Talk about confidence, though. Maybe you just need to bring it up a little bit more, and you're gonna let that happen. All right, it's the 3 down. GG's next one.
Yeah, GG's go next, I guess. But obviously, Nola Flight, I think, heard what we were saying, hey, I bet, I guess. And that's what we're going to be watching early. Just Shoxy, the flick of the wrist, hitting a lot of damage, then the nade to follow it through. And then by the time this player, Big Head, pushed out, they were all but low with a beautiful push. And now, I got to ask, Nola, you guys should have an easy time here for the next one.
Theoretically, yeah.
Theoretically, it should have a pretty easy time, but I do want to point out, you were talking a little bit about which game modes are hardest to 3 versus 5, and I have to say the one that I would consider the easiest is coming up next here, because it's all about keeping your lives and having that life advantage. So when you're down a player, you're actually at an advantage in control because you don't have as much to worry about. Obviously, capturing points a little bit harder, but if you stick as a 3 unit Andy, you're gonna just have some fun, and I'm hoping that this little player deficit still might be able to keep it going.
Yeah, I think that there's definitely opportunity for that, considering, the track record that Battalion has had with some clutch moments. I've seen some unbelievable comebacks in some series, so it's possible to be slated on the board here. Right now, though, if I'm Battalion, I am speed dialing my quickest sub, though, because Blob is absolutely just falling out of every single time he joins in the game, so I feel bad, but we'll see what happens. As Battalion right now, like you said, you can do it. You can get the 3-man to go crazy. I've seen it before a couple times where like one player may not, like it's not like completely 3 obviously, but like you might have somebody that's like not there fully, and you have this kind of 3-man push. You get one good 4 down, you're all good to go. You stack the points, so we'll see how it goes. But like you said, definitely potential for that to happen.
Yeah, and now that we're seeing match point here in the best of 5 for Nola in overall rounds, it honestly feels like Battalion is trying to, get the water out of a sinking ship with a colander or a strainer. It's just not really the easiest task here. Every time they scoop up something, they're going to fall right through the holes, and we're seeing that with the connection from Blob. Every time he reconnects, he falls right through the holes in the ship, and I need to see what's going to happen here. I'm really excited that Control is where we're going next, but obviously, I got to ask you, all right, we're back on Hotel. What game mode on Hotel seems to be the not easiest, but the most fun to watch?
That is hard because we're going to see every single one, but I think in general that hardpoint is pretty interesting on Hotel, but I am kind of a hardpoint guru. I just love watching that mode overall. But Hotel is interesting in the fact that the rotations are quite heavy, so you really, really are looking at those spawns. You're looking at that P2 rotation to P3. You're looking at that P3 then transitioning all the way over to the map to P4. The one time where it gets a little bit more one-sided is that P5 to P6, and that's where teams can really string a lot of time. So I get kind of curious to see how that will go. If I'm Battalion right now, though, even if I win this Control, I am worried about the hard point if I can't get a steady 4th.
Yeah, if Blob can't reconnect, or if they can't find even a sub, at this point of the game, it might as well just be GG. But obviously, I think they had a lot in them. The fact that they almost tied that up near the end of the Search and Destroy definitely brought some real energy to it. But I'm looking here at Battalion, and it's not going to be 100% here for him, but looks like he's actually getting a DirectX error, which means update your graphics drivers. Just go do that.
just go to the NVIDIA website. Takes you 5 minutes,
NVIDIA, NVIDIA GeForce Experience. You're definitely going to need that if you're rocking a 3080. But, a 3080, that guy paid $800 to not even be able to connect to his to his game. That's gotta honestly though, that happened to me. I got myself a really nice graphics card. I'm like, I'm gonna play some Warzone. Didn't even launch. Didn't even launch. So I understand.
But it is Warzone. Like every time, I swear I load into Warzone, I'm dropping by 100 frames. It doesn't even matter. But this is competitive COD. It's 4v4. You don't want to drop 100 frames, let alone, not be able to get into your game at all if you're Blob. So we'll see how things go here as we load into this Hotel Greenberg Control.
Yeah, and we gotta see who's going to be in control here as Nola Flight definitely proved that they are very, very happy about their current state of the game. But let's jump right in as we gotta watch this gameplay get real live, real messy, and get started here. Obviously, Blob is back for however long. I'm guessing I can count to 20 before he disappears here, and I'm not going to do it out loud, but in my head, if I say 20, I was right.
Just look at that clock. When it hits a minute, if he's gone, then your bet wins. But so far, Shoxy, he's winning. He's able to find the gunfight. Oh my god, what a snap there on to the last. Unless he got some help from his teammate, I couldn't quite tell. It might have been prophesied for the help there, but so far, the B push taken care of. Now Battalion redirecting over towards A as they look to apply the pressure and look to make things hot. As they are finding the kills here off the bat, Blob is able to find 2 to start. Anytime the guy loads in, he's actually finding kills. He's doing well. But if he's not there, it's going to be a rough run for Battalion. But so far, talk about a run. They are absolutely running around Nola Flight right now over at A. It's a solid capture here, and it should be another minute on the clock.
Yep, it is going to be built up here. So I get to still keep my bet because it actually never broke through a minute, which is lucky for myself. However, what we are seeing is Blob is popping off a little bit. But again, look at these lives. Even if it were a 3 versus 4, I think that they still would be at a slight advantage because they don't have as many players to actually lose those lives as fast as possible. So if they start playing defensive and together, it might work. And they've even captured A points. So this is where you want to be. But they are down 2 lives, make that 3. However, Nola Flight, they are just in here for the fight here and just ready to go. But, you know, Battalion, they're the kind of players that have yet to really lose this map today. But Nola Flight wants to fix that.
And, you know, Battalion as well, they just beat Validity on this map 3-0. I will inform you guys, because this is one of those situations where if you're Battalion, you really need it. Obviously, you're going to lose the series. So I am looking to them to take this one away. We know that they have the ability to do it versus a good team like Validity. So we'll see how it goes, as already that B point gone and already an attack round under their belt, looking like a good start to maybe do it again.
They might be able to do it again. And, you know, fingers crossed here that the PC wants to stay online.
Yeah, right.
That was the first round I think we've watched Blob stay the entirety of the duration of it. So congratulations. But that was also pretty quick. They were able to play objective very efficiently there, as the bomb, or not the bomb, the control point was able to get pretty quickly capped. I'm honestly kind of shocked. Usually those end based on lives.
Yeah, usually I think that overall you look at the way that Nola Flight played that one, and they just got a little bit hesitant over towards that B site in some instances, maybe not fully cutting off key positions like top bed. If you're not able to do that, then it's going to be a done deal. Battalion, they're going to find their openings. They're going to find a way to get through, and already the kills coming through over towards A as another bout looks to ensue over at that site. But meanwhile, B, the push is in for Nola Flight. It's 2 players on as Anubis looks to shut them down. It's a difficult task, though. We'll see if he's able to find his way in. Blob with the first. Another one for Zaya. Anubis with the clear. That is a solid B site retain. And now Battalion, they're going to have to find a way to try to keep things alive here, as so far Anubis making that look like an easy task.
Yeah, doing a decent job. They're actually up on lives, but the control point is where they're actually bringing that focus. They've already taken 1 tick of B, 2 ticks of A's, almost around the corner here. Anubis, though, we've seen what they've been doing. Killrook getting killed, unfortunately, from behind, but this is Anubis' job. He's got to get the trades for his team, but unfortunately not able to do it too well, as A is just about to be under full control here, and that's not where you want to be, especially if you might be down a player soon. There we go.
Well,
what
already? I mean,
this is a teasing fight.
Oh my god, it's Cellium. It's literally, it's Cell. Like, these guys are the second versions of Cell. What is going on?
I think they're playing Duck Duck Goose right now.
No, they've got to be
Goose
trolling. There's no way nobody's
Goose.
shot. There it is. Anubis is gonna break the chain. I have a feeling that was a bit mutual right there. Like, okay, we're not going to shoot each other. Like, let's just snake it for a little bit. It'll be funny for the stream. But still, Battalion, Blob going big with the kills, 13 and 3. When this guy is in the game, he is absolutely on a heater. When he's not, well, obviously a different story. It's going to be a solid 0 for him. But Zaya, right now with the 4 and 12, for the ability to Blob to pick up those kills that may not be coming otherwise, is absolutely massive. And of course, Nola Flight, they are still having trouble finding their way in towards this B site, and it is because of the cutoffs that Battalion are playing, the pressure that they are applying. Talk about the pressure, though. Nola Flight definitely bringing it. They are on the site.
Yeah, they're taking this site back. They're doing exactly what we saw that Battalion was able to do, but they're also doing it with a decent life advantage. They're up by 3, make that 2, as these guys are gunning themselves down, but there's only 1 tick remaining. It's being contested, but you're going to have to be a contestant to clutch it, and that is what we're seeing. But Big Head is just here to get those multi-kills, joined by Prophesied. Oh. And I don't know if they have enough time to touch site, and nope. It's going to be a round back again for Nola Flight.
Yeah, this is kind of one of those hotels that I commonly see. Well, maybe not common, but definitely time and time again, I see Hotel be one of those attack maps. Even though it really, really also does have the potential to be very defensive heavy, I think that if both teams can understand what each other are doing and understand where the gaps are, and use those gaps that are just inherent to the map, I'm talking about recep, I'm talking about routes through the back, I'm talking about getting in their top bed. Those are big things in order to try and secure an attack round on a map like this. Obviously, B-site, the harder one, but when both teams are not quite solid on that defense, then this is what happens. You get those attack rounds, and at that point, you almost wonder, do you want the ticks? Do you want the kills to get a defense round 5?
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely looking a little bit worse off for Nola Flight. They've lost control of A, they've lost a lot of HP, and they've also lost 3 plays. Make that 4. Finally, we're seeing first blood for the side of Nola, and it is going to lead into a second double down for the player prophesied here, and that is, of course, our featured player. But we wouldn't know that without the stats being provided by our sponsor. But let's see who's sponsoring bullets into the brain. It's Blob getting a clean shot on a big head, looking for some more here, as they just have to find that one pick if possible. Shoxy, though, will be able to grab it, trying to defend it, but that point's capped. There's not a whole lot of reason to really be here anymore, and they got to try to work their way back over towards B.
It's happening again. This guy, man. Anubis absolutely just snaking everybody in Kitch, and it works out for him each time. I maybe envy it a little bit, but still, it's good work. I gotta say, I gotta tip it. It's allowed. All right, it's in the game. He's able to find the kills because of it, and now he's on the stairs. The amount of creddy things this guy does, and he's gonna get the bullets for it, is unbelievable. But hey, it works out for him in the end. They've got that A site secured. They still got a minute 30 to work with over towards B, and mind you, he's 15 and 10 on the scoreboard, a guy that you don't want to mess with. So already Battalion making the approach over towards the B site, the cutoff looking to be in from Nola Flight, though. We'll see how they defend. Already a great start for Skater.
Yeah, Skater's doing a clean job, but let's talk about Blob. You pointed out Anubis popping off, but Blob here doing even better, 19-9 with the best KD, ready for more, and they gotta just get in here for this game. But look at what we got. Nola Flight trying to push him off. Kill.
They know number 7's there too.
He's got to hold it though. They got to try their best, but from behind, Isaiah is going to get Shoxy, and I think this is going to be another cap point for the side of Battalion.
I think so too. There's no way you can get there. Yeah. Battalion, they're going to take another attack round. And honestly, I'm curious in this one, if they do lose it on the defense, right? Are they just going to throw lives at the point to play the attack? Because that, I feel like, is a genuine strategy that you could use here in order to get that attack round. Nonetheless, we'll see what happens, what their strategy is going to be. But it's a night and day difference on this control, isn't it, Edu? I mean, like, compared to that hard point, even the search and destroy.
Yeah.
This is a team that definitely looks like they 3-0'd Validity on this map, and they are looking to take it away yet again. We'll see if they can do it this time on the defense, or is it going to go to that round number 5?
It might. Obviously, I think the main difference is Blob here, being the one to get the picks for his team, getting a double before getting gunned down. That's what we've seen. 22 and 10, always good for 2. That's the kind of gameplay you need to be seeing, and I'm glad that the PC is working, because honestly, if Blob was in this game every single round, we would be seeing a completely different score and a much different team here for Nola Flight. But Zaya on a double looking for more. It is going to finally get shut down, but Blob immediately with the trade, 23 and 10 now, as they have to work around getting these control points. A, slowly under control of Nola, and B, very hard fought.
And so far, Nola Flight, it's good kills in the feed. It's going to be a solid presence over towards A. It's Shoxy locking things down. And now it's going to be more purple flowing through. The B presence also very strong. This one's going away quick here. Battalion, the lives are dwindling, or maybe you want that to happen, whatever it might be. It might just be all about that round number 5. Otherwise, your series obviously going to be over if you're not able to take it away. But this is pure dominance out of Prophesied. Absolutely frying on the hill. That is one way to secure at the same time both sites, and also to secure the round 5 defense. But like I said, that might be exactly what Battalion needed.
Yeah, that's what Battalion really needs. They need that pressure, because I feel like, you know, if you're going to charge a battalion with a bunch of people, you're going to make sure that you're putting that pressure on, and people fight when they're backed into a corner very well, and Battalion is bringing that heat. Final round here for both sides, and we got to see who's going to be taking it. Is it going to be Nola Flight on the on the defense, or Battalion on the attack? Obviously, I think Nola Flight has been very clean with their defense here, so I want to see what they can do again.
Yeah, they've been clean, but of course, we also got to recognize this map has been entirely won by attacking rounds. And so Battalion, they might feel an extra semblance of confidence going into this one as they make the approach over towards A quickly. But Shoxy already trying to shut players down. He gets taken down himself. So far, the kills are purple in the feed. That's a good prevention over towards A. Now you got to worry about that reroute towards B, but still, spawn up for Battalion coming through on that kitchen side. If you find the kills here, though, you get the presence, get that minute on the clock. You got time to work with over at B. Talk about the kills, though. They come through. The stack is already in.
Perfect. And I'm glad that you said purple, because that means that my colorblind butt can actually see what's going on. Now Zaya is getting that pick down, looking for more. We're going to have Just Prophesied holding it down, but that is what we need to see. A-Site doing a decent job getting controlled, one tick down, but this from Shoxy, absolutely mowing them here. Ready for some more and get Zaya as well. That's what we need to be seeing here. A, under full control of Nola, but Anubis is going straight to B. They're going to have to try to shift their focus if they want to take this round by points here. And is that a knife kill by Big Head? Oh my days, that is a disrespect.
Yeah, that is disrespectful. But hey, more disrespect maybe that B site. Progress going down for the side of Battalion as Shoxy looks to cut things off here. We'll see if he can shock them as no, it will not happen. Skater not able to put him on skates. There's so much potential with these names for calls, but nonetheless, Battalion already on the site, already vacated from the premises. And Nola Flight, they're going to retake control of this one. That's 2 ticks so far, 38 seconds left on the clock. Battalion, you need that extra minute buff here. We'll see how they're going to try to make an approach over towards A possibly. Kilrook, that's a big kill. Anubis, another one to add on top of it. But the cherry on top is going to be Skater taking 2 down over towards the backside. It's looking slow for Battalion. You got to get something going. Maybe Zaya is the one to do it.
Yeah, and Zaya's going for it, but right around behind is Big Head, joined by the teammate as well. Prophesied is going to grab him. Skater, though, he's been holding this down beautifully for practically the entire round. 19-9, ready for some more, and they're going for it as this time is ticking and 7 lives remain. This is all going to be how can Battalion come back with so little time remaining, and they're just getting gunned down.
This could be it right here. You've only got 5 lives, and I gotta say, I'm baffled. That's the series, of course, for the side of Nola Flight. But, I mean, this is a confusing one. Battalion, they won that 3-0 versus Validity. Obviously, another very solid team within the league. And then you just let Shoxy do this to you. I don't fully understand here. I mean, maybe they turned up on the defense, but it was a full attack control. You gotta feel confident going into that. And then what happens is you're not able to close it out. You're not able to take it away. And somehow this is just a colossal fumble out of Battalion. You got players disconnecting. You've got difficulties with closing out your games. Your S&D a bit inconsistent. Fortress Hardpoint, you get 36 point clubbed. I mean, where do you go from here?
Yeah, I mean, we can tell that the first 2 games a little bit closer than anything else, but of course, that is all that we have for you guys today here at the AWL. Thank you so much for jumping in. You know, you weren't late. We were just really early. Thank you so much, Epiphany, for stopping by, but there is no time for any interviews or anything like that. We're just going to have to get our butts going on here. So thank you all for watching tonight. And again, GG's going out for the team of Nola Flight. But that's all we have for you guys tonight. And I hope that you all have a beautiful rest of your day.